Make sure to treat my baby well. She's been through a lot.
Yeah, don't worry. It's a fine vehicle. It's hardly damaged at all. Just some paint and the like.
Logan immediately lights up. I knew a mechanic like you would understand the beauty of this car. After all, let me tell you about its rich history. And then he uses 30 minutes of his
A
time.
minute of work turns into 30 minutes before he finally goes, okay, maybe I should check on what you got in the back. So,
But wait, this is the good part. So, about the ignition system, let me tell you, brother, that's one hell of a story.
Fail.
I know some people around here, maybe they'll be able to take a better look at this thing and tell us more about it. And hopefully tell us if it's safe or not. Honestly, I don't trust these tribals to get around anything safe, so it's probably better if we leave this to an expert.
Yeah, and all things considered, if this thing is gonna have some kind of huge explosion, as that skull would kind of indicate, I don't know if it's a good idea to have that bouncing around in the back of the truck while we're driving through the desert.
Yeah, I'll talk to one of the mechanics around here and get them to take a look at it. Find anything else interesting?
A couple of good things, a couple of weapons, some attachments that might come in handy.
Oh, nice. You and Doc could stand to use a few weapons. I mean, all I've seen you build around in combat is a fucking wrench. I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, I mean, you saw me do a pretty good job with that wrench on the driver of this thing, didn't you?
I'd still feel better if you had a gun in your arm.
Yeah, I suppose I wouldn't have had to jump on this thing if I had a gun.
Speaking of which, what the
Wait,
hell
I did
were
have
you
a
thinking,
gun.
man?
Yeah, you can have your gun back. I forgot I kind of grabbed that.
You're a little bit out there, aren't you? You're a little bit, you know, wacky, ain't you?
Well, it seemed like well, I'm not going to say the logical thing to do, but got the job done, didn't it?
That it did. You know what? I'll buy you around later at the bar on me. Crazy
Much
asshole.
obliged.
Anyway, I'm gonna go and find some mechanic to take a look at that thing. It's gonna be a while before our contractor shows up anyway, so we've got some time to rest up and, you know, unwind.
Ruben kind of like clapping, like dusting himself off after going the first run around in Logan's truck. He's just like, yeah, Logan, when we get back, I really think that we should sanitize the inside of that thing. There's some messes that I don't understand what they are, and I know a lot about messes.
Logan looks just throws Ruben a very confused look, and as he's going off to get a mechanic, just mumbles under his breath, "Why do I always get the weird ones?"
Right. So you're just going off to get a like poor mechanic and the like, are you?
Yeah, so he can take a look at that explosive truck.
Well, as you walk out, you finally see the sign above the garage. Since you guys were rather concerned about the vehicle, which rightly so, I guess. And as you look up towards the sign, it says "The Workshop" in big neon letters.
Wow.
So there's more than quite a few, well, mechanical-minded people here. You can actually see in the parking place you have the same guy who was checking out your vehicle. There are many other shops as well. People selling off things just out of boot their cars. Just random people offering their services.
Why not? I mean, that guy's already working on my ride, so I'm gonna just basically tell him, hey, that truck in the back is ours as well. We've got some kind of weird payload in the back. When you're done here, you mind taking a look? I don't know if that thing's safe or not, and I don't want to chance it.
Yeah, sure. Don't worry, man. I'll take a look as soon as I can. It'll take me like a minute or so to fix this.
Sure. Make sure to treat my baby well. She's been through a lot.
Yeah, don't worry. It's a fine vehicle. It's hardly damaged at all. Just some paint and the like.
Logan immediately lights up. I knew a mechanic like you would understand the beauty of this car. After all, let me tell you about its rich history. And then he uses 30 minutes of his time.
A minute of work turns into 30 minutes before he finally goes, okay, maybe I should check on what you got in the back. So,
But wait, this is the good part. So about the ignition system, let me tell you, brother, that's one hell of a story. So
and with
at
that,
first
he
they did-
interrupts you. With that, he suddenly interrupts you, going, is that a fucking sea mine?
What now?
He looks towards the flipping back of the vehicle, and some people are looking over like, what? It's like, that's a sea mine.
Okay. It's not a B mine, so I'm assuming it's worse. Logan makes a
No,
joke because he
C.
has no idea what that is.
Sea, as in ocean,
Oh, that's what you meant.
water.
But why the hell would they have a goddamn sea mine in the goddamn desert?
They must have fished out from the water settlements.
Aren't these
Some of
things,
them used.
aren't these things worthless on the ground?
Well, as long as they bump into something hard enough, it explodes. Then again, it's tribals. I wouldn't really trust them. Yeah, I could remove it, but I would have to get some help from the workshop people.
Hey, just out of curiosity, you think that thing would sell? They buy for that kind of stuff?
For a sea mine in the middle of the desert?
I'd say that's pretty rare, isn't it?
You would probably be able to sell it for components. The explosives themselves are safe. So as long as you get the explosives out, you could use them.
Is Ruben
Yeah.
around? I'm gonna take a look at him since he got the vehicle. I'm assuming you don't wanna keep that thing, right?
Are you serious again?
What?
Really?
I'm Ruben.
Oh, Caleb, yes.
Caleb is the mechanic.
Yes, Caleb, I'm assuming
Just remember, Caleb has a hard K like Mechanic has a hard K.
No, you know what? It's canon now. He just can't. He keeps mixing up your characters' names.
I like this. Supposed to be a cursed session where you're stuck with the only other players being the two people you mix up.
God damn it. Caleb, I'm assuming you don't wanna keep that thing around, right?
I can't imagine we'd really have much use for it, but that mechanic does have a good point, though. If we can salvage the explosives out of it, we could probably make some good use out of those.
Up to you, man. You're the one that got the car, so I'll leave it to your discretion. I don't care either way as long as I get my cut.
Oh, this is definitely a place to sell your stuff, or get the explosives out. You could try it yourself. Disabling a sea mine isn't exactly as difficult as an actual bomb. I mean, it's heavier, but as long as you can get some people to help you move it down, and you should be able to do it.
Yeah, no, I'm not touching anything that can explode, so good luck with that.
There's also an explosives room just over there, so you don't danger anyone.
Let me guess, 2-meter thick walls that if something explodes you'll definitely die if you're inside, but everybody else is safe.
Yeah, the boss built it after a few incidents.
Yeah, I assumed so.
I could give it a shot, why not? That's the last thing Caleb ever said.
I mean, what could go wrong?
Well, you're gonna be able to get some people to help you out since, they don't want to explode, is the main point. I'm not even gonna make you roll. They're like, yeah, I think we should move it to somewhere safe. Yeah. So you can easily get inside the room and then you can roll mechanics in order to disassemble it. You can try rolling warfare again if you want, since you know what it is, to get a bonus.
Yeah, sure. And any little bit will help, since this is kind of a really stupid life or death decision I've made.
I mean, we can give you that blue dice if you want.
So basically we don't need to ask Caleb how it went. If there's an earthquake or a shockwave, we know the result of what happened.
Boom. Well, there goes him.
There goes the mechanic.
Yeah, what's the
Hey.
DC on the medicine check to put his bits back together?
Oh, that's like 500 reds. Let's see. I would allow you to gain 2 blues on this, since you exactly know what it is now, which makes you a little bit nervous, since it's meant to destroy armored hulls of battleships. But otherwise,
Okay. And what is the difficulty on this?
the difficulty will be. One moment. It's a sea mine. There's actually something akin to it within the book, so I can easily pick it out. There you go. It's not that bad, actually. It's 3 purples.
I'm a little disappointed there are no reds, because if you roll despair on that, it's probably hilarious.
If I rolled despair on that, it would probably explode outside of the room. Just on my way to the room, I just drop it. Oh shit! Whoops!
Actually, that is a good point. There are no reds in this. It mentions how difficult it is to disarm, but it doesn't have any reds. I wonder if it just explodes if you fail.
Well, we're about to find out.
I'll keep reading while you're trying. Let's see.
I will go ahead and spend a force die as well. I'm pretty good at mechanics, but I want to make doubly sure.
It seems like a good idea.
Oh my.
Are you kidding?
Oh my god.
Let's see, how many advantages? 2, 3, 5, 6. Right, so what happens, Caleb, is as you're working on it, you feel it suddenly tilt back a little bit, and one of the spikes impresses into the mine, going shing, and you hear, and it starts ticking.
Oh boy.
May I spend those advantages to get the hell out of the room?
Well, that is the advantage, is that I decided not to detonate it straight away. You may either run out of a room or attempt to disable the mine, which now you have a time limit, but it's already going to detonate. It would lessen the difficulty.
You know what? I'm pretty stupid. I'll go ahead and try to disarm it.
You always double down, that's the law. When you fuck up, double down. That's the only way.
Yep,
Okay,
Have another force die if you want it.
it's true.
good, spend it.
Oh my god.
So this is same difficulty, same dice and
It's-
everything?
2 purples, but all the same dice, yes.
Okay.
'Cause
And...
now it's ticking, you're less inclined to try and be careful. You're like, oh fuck.
True.
Bolts and
And
nuts
yeah, I'll go
flying
ahead and
everywhere.
spend that other light side point.
Oh. Oh.
There we go.
Even that was close. So as it ticks away, you hear it getting louder and louder before you finally rip out the explosives from the top of it, and you see the detonation spark just happen inside, like, and what explosive remained in it explodes, but it's so little that it just comes out of a hole which you just pulled the explosive out of in a nice puff of smoke.
It's like a little cough.
Yes. And you just see people at the door like, they were watching you that whole time like, oh my god.
We're all gonna die.
Well, you were going to die. They're safely behind that massive thick steel door.
Oh, they're like watching through a window.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's on the steel door, there's this like big window, that the massive protective glass on it.
Yeah,
And they're
this
just
might
like,
surprise you, but not everybody is fucking suicidal.
they were not entering that place with you.
I don't know why not. I thought I handled that pretty well.
As you come out of the door, you just hear everyone cheering, "Yeah, balls of steel!"
Now it's just the one ball of steel, really.
It's like, I can't believe you stayed in there, man. That was amazing.
Ruben kind of like picks up. He's just been distracting himself with the state of the car, and he just kind of like follows the sound of the noise. Like, hey, what's been going? And he sees like the pieces in his hand. He looks through the door and he sees like this red skull-looking thing in pieces, and he just kind of like, what? Oh. Oh. You're
Just call me an EOD tech now.
I'm going to not ask any how close we were to total annihilation there. I'm just gonna walk away. He does.
That's a healthy attitude right there. Just ignore the problem. That's better.
Just ignore it. Stuff it deep down. Oh, that being said, Logan, you've stopped getting calls from Eddie.
Oh, I'm sure that's a good sign. I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
no communication means A-okay, everything is fine.
No
that
news is good news.
Exactly.
I'm glad you understand. Right. That being said, where do you store the explosives? Like, do you just put them in your backpack and stuff? Just wrap them up. Remember, they're plastic explosives. They're not going to be detonating just out of nowhere.
For now, I'll go ahead and hide them in that compartment that I found in the middle of the van.
Fair enough. So let's stuff them in the van for now. Right, and by this point, you hear what is effectively stomping down heavy metal stairs. It's like, oh, the boss is coming. He's probably coming to see those new guys that came in on the muscle car. He says next to you, Caleb, because you came in the van.
Well, that should be exciting.
Yeah. You may want to move the van back, don't want to get in his way. The boss could be tough when he wants to be.
Yeah, sure. I'll pull the van around to an actual proper parking space.
Caleb pretending he doesn't know anyone. I see ya. Right, and I suspect Ruben and Logan are saying there. Nix is probably off drinking right now.
Logan is actually too busy and distracted by his car that got a once over. He's like, ew, my car smells funny. What the hell did you do, Doc?
Well, I didn't have any cleaning that was fresh smelling, nothing flowery. I didn't realize that it'd be such a job, so it's very sterile.
God damn it, Doc. I'm gonna have to smoke at least 2 packs of cigarettes to get that disgusting smell off.
That disgusting fresh smell.
Yeah, I'll get you something flowery. You like sandalwood?
Hell is that even? You're weird.
By the way, Logan, how much attention are you paying to the outside world right now?
Not at all. Ruben
Not
just
at
did
all.
some weird things to my poor car.
Right, essentially, as you're doing that, you feel a large hand come on your shoulder and yank you out of the car suddenly. And as
I'm gonna reach for my combat knife immediately.
before you can reach, as you're reaching down towards your combat knife, you feel an arm wrap around you and a laugh going, "It is good to see you."
Oh god damn it, I recognize that laugh anywhere. Ruski, what are you doing, you crazy old bastard?
What do you mean? This is my place. It's good to see you again, friend.
I
And
told
he
you a
hugs
million
tighter.
times. I told you a million times, don't jump me from behind. One of these days you're gonna end up with a knife in your neck.
You know you do not do that. Integrame, not you. He puts you down after that. His massive arms letting go of you is like, I am glad you come.
Yes, well, we had some business out here, so I decided, might as well kill 2 birds with 1 stone and drop by, say hi.
Ah, perfect, perfect. Of course I should have known that you would take the job.
We also managed to get a little something extra. I don't know if you heard, we ran into the locals, and he points to the extra vehicle that rode in.
He brushes his mustache. He's like, where is it?
Over there, that's the one.
He looks over towards the van and it's like, ah, I see.
It's some kind of explosives out in the back. Luckily, our mechanic managed to deal with that issue though.
Ah, that is shame. I wish I could have been here for it.
And in whatever you say, man. I don't know what your fascination with explosions is, but
Well, you saw what I did to help you out.
don't remind me. My ears are still ringing.
Ah, it was a beautiful rainy day.
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that.
Anyway, who is your friend? Hello, Bubba. And he
Oh.
looks towards you, Ruben.
This here's Ruben. He's a medical professional, or at least I think he is. Lately, all he's been doing is doing weird things to my car. Throws him a look, but I guess.
It's Ruben kind of like is like smiling past his like in his mask. He's like giving him a nice hand, like offering his hands. Like it's nice to see a friendly face, and he kind of like glares at Logan. It's like we can talk about this at home.
What are we, a married couple now? Don't embarrass me in front of my people.
Meanwhile, Caleb walks over and is like, "No, that's Caleb. I'm Ruben."
Oh, God damn it.
It's like, wait, are you sure?
It's an ego. Let's run with it.
He's never been good with names. Then again, he married a person which isn't good with names either, so... It is good to meet you two. He holds out both of his hands, which are probably pretty big compared to yours. Like, hello.
Ruben kind of has like a moment of hesitation, and he offers his metal hand instead of his regular hand.
He shakes your metal hand without hesitation. He's like, yeah, good to meet you.
Caleb will shake his hand as well.
Ah, good strong grip. Come, where's the box? I will take you up to my office.
Oh, right. It's in the back of my car. Just give me a second. That thing's pretty heavy.
Ah, do not worry. He says he grabs one of the handles, flips it over and onto his shoulder. Come, we go upstairs.
Alright then. I hope you have drinks up there. I'm thirsty.
Ah, always, always. As he stops up the stairs, he does motion for all of you to come, not just Logan.
A lot of vitality on that one, and Ruben kind of follows.
That's Ruski for ya. I mean, you have to be that big considering he looks around giant ass RPGs and miniguns half the time.
That's a guy who invested all of his points in brawn.
As you're starting to go through the compound proper, past all the shops, you do notice that the place does have a particular, well, there is one always new shiny thing that's always around, and that seems to be the bowls and vases and the like. Everything that's made out of clay seems brand new and shiny compared to everything else. It stands out. And as you go up towards his office, you see even more of them, like lined up across the window shelf. Before he finally opens the door and invites you in. The place extravagant in silks and cloths and furs from azure beasts. So,
Ruben's sort of looking around. He's really interested in all of the extras.
oh, you can definitely see that there's plenty of azure-based stuff around. Like, there's trophies from kills. There's teeth, fangs, corner with what seems to be some sort of skull gone over the bow part. It is his desk right next to it, which has a rather large three-shot revolver on it.
There's a giant ass hammer that for some reason is crossed with a medieval scythe-like weapon.
No, actually, he doesn't have one of those. So, You come to give me this. That is perfect. He says as he puts it down onto his desk, pushing away over bits and pieces away. And then he, right. So, you running with new crew now? He says and gestures towards the other two.
Just a couple of guys I picked up on my last job. We kind of got into a mess together, so we're trying to sort it out, you know.
Oh, I see. I thought you forgot about whiskey.
Of course not, don't be silly.
Okay, I understand. Still going single these days, then.
It's better that way. I don't do well with a crowd, you know.
Back in the day, you used to.
A lot of time passed since then. Let's not talk about the past. We're here for a job.
Fair enough. I will check contents. Not that I don't trust you, but you were in a fight.
Yeah,
Not to mention, I don't trust person who gave it to me.
fair enough, fair enough. Make sure
With that,
everything's alright.
He takes off one of his gloves for a moment and goes, "Here, hold this." He passes off to you, Ruben.
Ruben accepts it and is just kind of looking a bit confused, but
As
doesn't
you-
say anything.
As you grab it, it feels much heavier than it looks. And if you look inside, you see many wires and the like that go down into the gauntlet part. So it's clearly not just a gauntlet. But as he fingerprints the locking mechanism, he gets back his glove from you, puts it back on, and goes, "You guys may want to stand back." Just saying.
I'm gonna take a few steps back.
Ruben kind of like lifts up his hands and then takes a few steps back himself.
Open it up, he slowly opens it, and you can see this almost teal blue glow coming from it as he lifts it up. And there seems to be several solid rods placed in each area, at least 10 of them. And you can see him opening them and go, they're teal-like color, as if a mix of blue and green.
Why do I
It's
have a
like-
feeling that's a javelin thrower?
No, like he's open, it's material.
Ah,
Like there's rods in
for a
it.
second
like,
I thought that was like some kind of javelin thrower or something.
Think baton rods.
Ah, okay.
And he opens it up. It's like, yes, better close it. No need to get radiated just yet. So you brought me what I needed. That is perfect. This is perfect. So he moves around, puts the thing onto the floor, which causes you can see a small dent it causes. Then again, small dents seem to be commonplace around here with heavy objects. So, feel free to ask questions. I'm sure you have many. Do not worry, I do not keep secrets.
Ruben just his eyes just kind of wander to one of the trophies that he has, and he's like, I apologize for the change of topic, but I have to ask, where did you bag this bad boy?
Ah, that is one of my favorites before I even met Logan here. It was one of the biggest beasts I ever seen, at least in the head department. Its jaw was as big as Sabertooth. It could slice me in half without second thought. Thankfully, it does not stand up well against Rocket. Then again, it was not an easy victory, since I almost blew up myself. It was a rookie mistake, I admit, but it was fun time.
That
Yeah,
sounds
Ruben
about right.
kind of like gently prods it, interested, but not really doing any more picking at it.
And of course, your payment, one moment. He searches around and you can see him put a stack of credits on the thing. 2,000.
I'm not gonna argue with that price since he's an old friend. If somebody else wants to negotiate, that's fine with me.
That sounds good to me.
I am glad. This will help me build many new weapons. But, So is
Yeah,
anything
I
we
was
should-
gonna ask that those look like they were some kind of like Azure fuel rods or something. What are you planning with those?
You would be correct. Well, I might as well tell you, you're old friends. You know that Azure is additive, correct? You add it to diesel, it makes it more powerful.
Yep.
Yes, you use it to conduct electricity, it triples it. It's very, very useful. However, there is one type that was never tried fully. Well, at least not in fuel aspect. But in weapons aspect it was. Let's say mixing Azure with uranium.
Yeah, that sounds pretty dangerous.